They say that I'm on the road. Maybe I just lost control. These nights keep on taking tolls. Find me out here on my own.
Hi girl, welcome back to another video on this channel of mine. If you have not seen my face before, hey girl, hey, my name is Lena and I'm your YouTube big sis because girl, over here we do story times, we do girl talks, and we do manifestation videos, and just so you can learn from me, girl, because again, sometimes I just wish there was someone to help me through it or help me through situations or tell me not to do certain situations. So girl, let me help you, help me help you. Okay, so this story time today, you guys, it's gonna be, and I can't believe I've never spoken about this on YouTube. And all the years I've been on here, girl, I'm like, high school me was a little heartbreaker. I'm not gonna lie. I was totally 100% in my villain era. From junior year to senior year, and if anyone knows me from high school, girl, hey girl, how you doing? And they're like probably gonna nod and be like, I remember that. Yep, that was her. So anyways, you guys, yeah, your girl is a heartbreaker in high school. So girl, I had just broken up with somebody that, again, I just dated him because I was like, he's cute, and that was very much like that, girl. I'm not like that anymore, I promise. But high school me would find like certain guys cute, and it could be the most random thing, girl. They could have been like that or something, and I'm like, oh, how cute. They just do random stuff, or they could be like this, give me a little look, or they could just be like, oh, good morning. Something they did I found cute, and I was like, I'm gonna go for him. And I kid you not, I don't know if I was like channeling the feminine energy or whatever, or my concept was like super high, my self-concept, but girl, I would like flirt with them and they themselves would like fall into the little trap and they would ask me to be their girlfriend, and then I would get bored because whatever it was that had me think they were cute, I was over it within like 2-3 months. I don't know. So girl, here was this guy that, again, I had dated for about 3 months. I got bored. And I use the excuse of like, oh, I'm too young. My mom says I'm too young and we can't date. So I am the one. We could be friends though. We could be friends. So this guy was like, okay, we'll be friends. And he was sweet, but he had a temper on him. And this was probably the first time I've ever encountered a guy with a temper. So keep that on the back of your mind, girl. And we're going to name him because there's going to be 2 dudes in the story. We're going to name him Mac because it rhymes with his name so I can remember. Mac. And then we're going to name this one Tony. And if y'all went to school with me, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So Mac was the one that I had dated and the one that had anger issues. Tony, okay. Tony was my best guy friend. Ooh, from freshman year and on, girl, we were best friends for all the years. And yes, this dude, I kept him in the friend zone. I sure as hell did, okay? I did because he was very short, you guys. I'm 5'4". This dude, I kid you not, I think was like 5'1", maybe 5'2". Very short. He wasn't really cute, okay? But like that was my best friend, and I kept him in the friend zone. He was always been in the friend zone, except for a part of time in senior year, which is why this all happened, okay? So anyway, so Tony, because he wasn't cute, sis, because he was short and a lot of people picked on him, I was just like, you're in the friend zone. Versus Mac. Mac was like 5'6", and back in the day that was tall. Mac is not tall now, but you know, Mac was like 5'6", and he was cute. He was athletic, okay? This one wasn't into sports or nothing. And to me, I really went for the dudes that had like attention from other guys. Like I really like me a little alpha, okay? So and that was another thing too. If I seen a lot of dudes like look up to a guy, oh, I'm beelining it for, I want that. Like, you the one I want, papa, you know?
You the type I like, papa.
So anyways, this one was like a little alpha. So I'm like, you the one I want, papa, okay? Until I got bored. So anyways, so me and Mac are friends. And obviously me and Tony have been friends. And it kind of became a thing where the guys knew like if they wanted to get to me, they were going to have to deal with Tony because we would hang out. Okay, so a lot of them would try to get Tony out of the way. But girl, Tony was in areas. Tony is stubborn. Okay, Tony was the type of dude, he wasn't like quick like this to get angry like Mac was, because like I said, Mac had an anger side, but Tony was like one of those ones that you really gotta push him and push him and push him. And girl, that's why he was one of my best guy friends, because girl, I would push him and he would like really, poor thing, he would really take a lot until he would get frustrated. But I've never seen him angry to the point of like what happened. So girl, moving forward, we're going to senior year and prom is approaching. So it's prom time. I'm so excited. What happened is that Mac, I heard around the grapevine that Mac wanted to ask me to prom. And this year, you know, because I had gone, it's so funny. I had actually gone, because I know you can only go junior year and senior year, at least for my high school. I had already gone to junior year, and I believe sophomore is like if you got asked by a junior, something like that, girl, I don't remember. But I had gone to like all the dances. I was very much into that. And I did have a date for sophomore year, and I had done all that. So for senior year, I was like, you know, or for junior year, my bad. So for senior year, I was like, you know what, I want to go with my friends. And I had like the biggest group of friends, and we just all like, let's all go together, you know? So girl, I was already right there. Like, I'm gonna go with my friends. We're gonna take like a bunch of, you know, all of us are gonna go on different cars, and we're just gonna go to prom. And just, I think it was a group of like 10 of us, girl. So we're like, we're all gonna get ready. We're all gonna take pictures. And it's just gonna be a friend thing, okay? So I'm not thinking I'm going with a guy at all. So tell me why. I hear around the grapevine, oh, Mac's gonna ask you. Mac's gonna ask you. And I'm like, okay, I'm still not believing it, because I'm like, no, we're just friends. And anyways, I told Tony, girl, I would tell Tony everything. So I'm like, hey, Tony, you know, I think Mac's gonna ask me, but you know I want to go with just like friends, right? And I should mention, Tony was not the kind to go to dances. Mac was, because his buddies would go, but Tony like hated, he was not social, girl. And that's another thing. Again, I love me an alpha. This one was pretty much, I mind my business. You like me, I don't care. You don't like me, I don't care. Okay. So Tony wasn't a dance person, and girl, I love me to dance. I love to dance. Okay. Like, let me get dolled up and go dancing. That's my thing. So Tony was like, he had already told me, he's like, hey, I'm not really a dance person, but I will go senior year, so like we can finally, because I was like begging him, I was like, please come with my friend group. And he was like, no, but I'll meet you there. And I'm like, okay, please, like just for me, I want to really have senior prom with you, and like finally, you know, a dance he can come with. And he was like, okay, just for you. And I'm like, yay. I'm like, okay, cool. Again, we're not going as dates though, girl. We're, you know, he's gonna be kicking it with me, but I'm gonna be with my friend group too. Okay, so that's what I'm under the impression of. Anyways, tell me why. And this is a time that, girl, for some reason, when this was like the trend, the little trend going on in the high school, and when a guy wanted to get into a girl's locker, this is a time that you can go to the office, and I'm sure this is like the same everywhere. You ask the like office lady, hey, I want to give her a surprise. Can I have her locker combo? And for some reason, homegirl gave her gave Mac my locker combo. Okay, because nobody had it. The only ones I think that had it were me, Tony, and one of my high school best friends. But I don't think she gave it to him, girl, because I know she would have told me a heads up. So anyways, tell me why I'm walking down this hallway, okay? Me and Tony got books. We're laughing about like something. I'm not paying attention. And I hear like a lot of like shh, like that, right? Talking and shushing. And I feel like people walking behind me. But again, I'm laughing with Tony about something, because we're in like deep convo about something else, girl. As I walk into the senior hallway, okay, the senior building, again, we all had like separate buildings, sophomore, junior, senior, whatever. So I'm walking the all senior hallway. My locker is literally like, when you walk in, girl, my locker is like right here. Like, I don't gotta walk like in there, okay? My locker's like literally like right here in the entrance. Okay, so the way it is, I'm gonna try to like do it right. So my locker opens like this, girl, okay? So Tony's behind the door here. He can't see what's inside, okay? So he goes over here. So he's like facing me, and I'm facing this way, but he's opposite, okay? So again, I do my locker combo, and then I open it, and again, he's hidden behind the little locker door. And I see it, and I'm like, right? I'm like, what the? And in there, first of all my girl, all my shit was gone. And I'm very much to this day, don't touch my shit. Don't, everyone knows, don't move my stuff, okay? So I'm like, my first thing that I register is I'm like, where's my shit? Okay, and I was the type of girl that I had my locker organized and I had it decorated. I don't care. My little locker was all cute. Okay, I was very much one of those, and I had it all glittered and everything. So, girl, all my shit was gone. All my shit was gone. And I see on the little marker thing that you could write on, it was like, will you go to prom with me? Little question mark, right? And I'm like, okay. And then in the middle is this heart-shaped glass. And in there has customized M&Ms that say prom question mark and then little hearts or something like that, okay? But they were customized. And I want to say there was like a rose in there. A rose or flowers in there too, in the back. Because the little crystal was in front. I want to say it was like either like a single rose or a little bouquet, or I think it was a bouquet, something like that, okay? Point is, like, the little setup was cute, but I was still like, where's my shit, you know? So anyways, as I'm like this and I'm trying to process, because I don't know who, girl, I don't know, and I'm thinking it's Tony, but I'm like, wait, he knows like we're just friends, right? So I'm like this, and I'm pretty sure, girl, I can't hide my reactions to my face, so I'm like doing all of this, like, right? And then Tony peers like over the, like, he moves the locker door, you know, and then he goes in front of me and he's like this. And I don't know, because again, he's facing this way and I'm facing, I can't see behind me. Apparently Mac was behind me so that when I turn around, he's gonna be like, hey, will you go to prom with me? Girl, I can't see him. Again, I'm like here and I'm kind of shocked. In literally a second, sis, Tony turns red, reaches in front of me, which I'm like, what the? He reaches in front of me, grabs the glass. And I should mention, girl, this is a private school. You get kicked out for having a tattoo, for having a piercing. You can't have that. Okay, so no. You can't have this. Okay, if this happens, expelled. There is no what's up B. There is no cussing. You will be expelled. And one, there's no fighting. Expelled. Okay, there no bull, because you're paying so much money. No bull. Why does Tony get the glass and throws it on the ground and shatters it? I'm talking about, and yes, this was a uniformed private high school, girl. Yes, I had a skirt on, girl. Skirt and polo, and the guys obviously dress pants and polo. But girl, I like put, like, you know when you go like this with your feet, like your legs, you move them out of the way, because girl, there was glass. So I move my, like, I go backwards and I move my legs up. And because, again, I don't know what's going on behind me, I think like Mac, like, he's like, hey, are you okay? Because his focus is on me, because this dude, Tony, just like shattered the glass on my, pretty much near where my legs were. And no, I didn't get cut up or anything, but my reaction, because again, like, girl, so many things were happening at once. And as I'm like turning, because I felt Mac, you know, go like this, remind me, be like, hey, are you okay? And then I'm like, oh, Mac probably wanted to ask me. And as I turn and I'm like this, and I finally see him and his group of like 2-3 friends are in the back. Tony lunges at Mac. So as I'm seeing, like, Tony's on top of Mac, and for someone who's little, sis, I don't know if Tony had that pent up anger, but Tony was messing up Mac up. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh shit, right? Like, I go into fight or flight mode. I'm looking at the friends, they're laughing, everyone's circling around. And I want to say it's because that wasn't common in the high school. Everyone knew the rules. You're gonna get expelled. Everyone knew, like, everyone's like, yeah, beat everyone. Some are on Tony's side, some are on Mac's side. They're like, yeah, beat, hit so and so, and blah blah blah, and woo. And they're, girl, everyone's having a blast. And I'm just like, and I see one of my high school best friends, and she's looking, I'm looking at her, and we're like, oh, you know. So we run out and we grab our math teacher, and our math teacher does not play. Sweetest woman, okay, sweetest lady ever, but we know not to mess with her. Like, she has so much respect. Everyone has so much respect for her. She was very much no bull, Like, I love you, but like, no bull, okay? So and we're like, Miss so-and-so, they're fighting. And she's like, what's happening? I was like, I don't know. This so-and-so wanted to ask me out to prom, and then so-and-so got mad, and they're now fighting. So she comes over here, and she was like trying to pull them apart. She got those two off of each other, and she takes them to the office. And I am just like in shock. I'm just like, what's going on? And me and my best friend, she's right here, she's like holding on to me, and I'm just like in shock. Girl, I'm trying here not to like break down in tears, because one thing about me, baby, you will never like it's very rare to see me like react like that. Like, girl, very rare. So I'm over here like, like this, like, what's going on? Because I don't know what's going on. I just want my stuff. So I'm like, I go to his friends, I'm like, where's my books, where's everything, where's this? And they're like, oh, it's in the classroom. I go in the classroom, I grab my books. Like, what ended up actually happening was, yes, I went with my friends to prom, but these two, girl, okay, so apparently what happened is that Tony messed up Mac so bad, girl, that Tony was suspended for a couple of days. And mind you, the only reason they didn't expel these dudes was because senior, like, we were almost done, girl. Like, senior prom's like right at the end. We were literally almost done. So if I can remember right, they both got suspended, but I believe Tony was not allowed to go to prom at all. At all. Okay. And me and Tony from that day on, we didn't talk, because to me it was just like, why? Like, it was so out of character. Like, why'd you have to do that? And I really felt embarrassed. I don't feel like he had reached out to me or anything. I feel like we just knew it was like an unspoken, like, our friendship is over. Okay. And I had that feeling when the next day they had called me to the office, and I remember passing by Tony. I was leaving the office after they had called me, and we talked, and I said my part of the story, and then they told me like, oh, he's not allowed to go to prom, blah blah blah. You're still good, because obviously, girl, I didn't get in a fight, right? So anyway, so I remember walking from the office, and Tony was coming back, and girl, he just had like a welt here. That was it, like a little baby welt on his above here. That was it, but he was fine. And I remember he just kind of looked at me, and I just looked at him, and it was just like that was it. Like, it was an unspoken, like, our friendship is done. Because again, I felt like, why would you do that to me? Like, why would you do that? Because it was a big thing. It was huge, where they were like the fight, this and that. And it was kind of like, I think, where there was a rumor that I was dating both of them. And I'm like, that, even though I was a little heartbreaker in high school, and yes, I was like kind of like a little player or whatever, but like, no, don't play me like that. That's how I felt. I was like, hold up, like, don't play me like that. Like, I didn't even do nothing, okay? So I was very much like, oh, like, now there's this rumor going on, and I really didn't pay rumors much attention. I was just pissed, because I was like, I didn't even do that. When people accuse you of stuff, and I'm like, if I did it, yeah, I'll say it with my chest. Like, I'll be like, yeah, but if I didn't, I'm like, so anyway, so that's what happened. And I believe Tony was suspended for more days than Mac was. And when Mac came back to school, I was just like, hey, are you okay? Like, are you good? And again, Tony did a number on him. So I remember I went to Mac, I was like, are you good? Like, are you okay? And obviously he's telling me like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, he could pack a punch. Like, I was just trying to ask you and this and this. And he's like, but will you go with me? And I had to tell Tony, like, you know what? I appreciate it. It is the sweetest thing ever. No guy has ever done that. I take that back. Yes, they had done that. But no one had did the M&M's version, okay? The little customized M&M's, that was like a trend going on in high school too. A little customized. That's when the M&M's were customized and all that, okay? It was like a new thing. So anyways, Mac is like, but will you go with me? And I'm like, no. I'm like, you too embarrassed me. Yeah, girl, I went with my friends. I had a grand old time. And then after that, during prom, like, girl, Mac, my bad. Because, yeah, Mac ignored me all of prom. Mac was not happy. Again, Mac was quick to the anger. So in prom, I was looking real pretty. I was with my friends. No, I didn't dance with any guys or nothing. I just danced with my friends. But yeah, when I saw Mac, like Mac was not happy. He was mad. So I'm just like, okay. Flash forward, I did reconcile with both in the future, but me and Tony was nothing romantic. It was like friendship, and then it was like we had nothing in common, so that kind of fell off. And then with Mac, it was more like, well, I want to be with you and this and this. And I was like, sir, like we're already like a year to 2 years out of high school. Like I'm already with someone else, like, and it ain't you, you know? So yeah, girl, that is a story time of how I, in a way, caused like the only fight to ever happen while I was there, girl. So yeah, so learn from me, ladies. Learn from me, because no, just no. It's just been one of those things that I'm like, how could I not mention on YouTube, girl? Yeah, so learn from me, ladies. Sometimes being a little heartbreaker is not always the answer, and sometimes it gets you into things because, girl, now that we know about karma, I do not partake in any of that. Okay, karma is real, and trust and believe, I definitely paid for my karma in the upcoming years after that, girl. I definitely paid. So that's why I'm like, I don't play with Miss Girl anymore. Okay, so anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye, girl.
Maybe I just lost control. Nights keep on taking